All right, so good morning, everyone. We thank you for being here with us today. I'm John Erzin. I'm the Deputy Chief of Staff in the Office of the County Executive. And we're here today to talk about some funding that we were able to secure working with Senator Van Hollen through the FY22 federal appropriations process. So today you'll hear from County Executive Also Brooks, and she will be followed by Senator Van Hollen. And then the senator will be followed by Stephen Paul, who is the executive director of the Redevelopment Authority. And then you'll hear from Harold Johnson with Kober, Johnson, and Romney, who is the development partner for the RDA. And we'll close things out hearing from our state delegate, Nick Charles, who is the chair of our House delegation, and then from Council Member Rodney Streeter, whose district we're in here today. So with that, I will turn things over to our county executive.
Good morning, everyone. It's really great to be out here today, and we are here to celebrate once again some fantastic news that is coming regarding one of our long not overlooked, but this is a community that has really needed investment and development, and we have so much good news. It feels to me like every day the news just keeps getting better and better. But I especially want to thank Senator Van Hollen for being here yet again this morning, and thank him for his leadership and all of the hard work that he has done to make sure that Prince Georgians have been supported. I want to thank him especially for the work that he did during COVID to bring back really critical dollars for us to make sure that we could feed and make sure that we could keep housed and make sure that we could continue to grow business even as the pandemic raged. And now today, as if things couldn't get any better, even while we were fighting the pandemic, we were making sure that Prince George's County was able to take advantage of this period of rising opportunity that we're seeing here and across the country. And so I want to thank him again for being in what we know as the crown jewel of Maryland here in Prince George's County. I'd like to also thank Redevelopment Authority Executive Director Stephen Paul, who you will hear from in a while, Harold Johnson and Nicole Kober of Kober, Johnson, and Romney. And also members of our county council are present today. You're going to hear from Chair Nick Charles, who is here. And also you'll know that we have Karen, Karen Tolles, who is here as well, our new delegate. Also want to thank Senator Melanie Griffith for being here and for her work. And you're going to hear as well our chair is here of our county council, Calvin Hawkins. Certainly want to thank him for his leadership. And I think I got everybody, but want to thank them. This is truly a special day for Prince George's County. We greatly appreciate the work of Senator Van Hollen, who has secured for Prince George's County $2.5 million in funding for us in the FY 2022 federal appropriations process. These funds will support improvements on Suitland Road between Silver Hill Road and Town Park Road. And what I can tell you is that this revitalized road is symbolic of our forward progress as a county. Our county continues to grow, and our population is expected to increase over the coming decade. We've been preparing for this future by taking the path of an economic development strategy that anticipates our population growth and creates opportunities for our residents. And when we talk about the growth that is happening in Prince George's, you should note that Prince George's County is the fastest growing jurisdiction in the state of Maryland. In the latest census, we grew by 103,000 persons, making Prince George's County the fastest growing county in the state. And so we are working to build a walkable, bikeable, amenity-rich, and transit-oriented development all across the county, especially near our metro stations. Many of you heard us discussing yesterday the historic $2.5 billion in state aid that we received during this legislative session. This includes $400 million in bonding authority to help us realize our vision for the Blue Line Corridor. You should also note, and I want to thank our delegation again, that this is historic in terms of the amount of aid that we were able to bring back from Maryland. In fact, it is the largest single sum of state aid that we have ever brought back to Prince George's County in the county's history. Now, Part of our comprehensive economic development strategy also includes our vision for Suitland. As home to several federal agencies, Suitland has been a major priority for some time, and we're very excited about how the Suitland Revitalization Project is coming along. Our Redevelopment Authority continues to do an incredible job working to improve the quality of life for our residents. And every day, Nicole Kober and Harold Johnson prove the importance of having developers who care more about building strong communities than simply taking on another construction project. Through our collective vision, the town square at Suitland Federal Center, where we are standing at this very moment, is currently transforming what was once the Suitland Manor subdivision into a new mixed-use, transit-oriented development neighborhood. This new neighborhood will not only bring in new residents and businesses, but will also provide longtime Suitland residents and employees of the Suitland Federal Center with convenient new amenities. Phase 1 of the project was recently completed, consisting of 219 townhomes and 137 unit affordable housing senior facility. The work on the Grand Park, located on Town Park Road, is also now complete and is set up for recreational use by the townhome residents. Developers are presently working on a central park on Town Square Boulevard that will be available for the larger community to use. It's still under development, but on track to be completed later this spring. The future of Suitland includes constructing more multifamily buildings. 2 more buildings are currently in the financing stages now, with plans to start construction in 2023. These 2 buildings will provide about 600 units in space for an upcoming neighborhood grocery store. The RDA is also renovating the old laundromat building at the corner of Suitland Road and Town Park Road in preparation for 2 new restaurant tenants, and the Central Park on Town Square Boulevard will also contain a kiosk that will have a few small restaurant tenants. I'm also happy to say that we've received significant interest in both locations from Thompson Hospitality, the largest minority-owned restaurant group in the nation, and we're excited about the possibilities for the future. The road to Suitland's future also includes plans for a hotel on the corner of Suitland Road and Silver Hill Road. The RDA is planning to release a request for proposal for a local minority hotel developer this spring, and plans are for construction to begin in 2023. It's evident that our plans for redeveloping Suitland will lead to an even more exciting opportunity for our current residents, our business community, and for others who will consider making Prince George's County their new home. The funding that we receive today gets us nearer to that goal and will help us unlock further potential for new amenities and resources for the residents of Suitland. Again, I want to say thank you to Senator Van Hollen for helping us to get closer to that reality. And I also have to just say what an amazing day this is. In a not too distant past, employees at the Census Bureau were told, no need to even leave the building. This community is unsafe. There's nothing for you outside of our building, and no need to even venture outside this building because there's nothing for you in Prince George's or in Suitland. And guess what? That's no longer the case. Thanks to this project, we can say not only to the residents who have chosen Suitland as their home, that this is a place that is on the move and has construction and development here to support their lifestyles, but we can also say to those who work at the Census Bureau, you may as well make this your home as well. And so we're so happy about that. And also just so pleased, Senator Van Hollen has worked with us on a number of issues and areas that are of concern to Prince Georgians, not only what we're doing here at Suitland, but I want to thank him for the work that he's doing to bring to us a new CBOC, a building for our veterans who will be able to get health care here in Prince George's County. And he's also working on one other thing that we'll announce, because I'm just claiming it already. You all should show up every day, because we're announcing something new and something great about every day in Prince George's. But we look forward to also standing with you, Senator, to announce the FBI headquarters that we believe will be coming also to Prince George's County. So right now, I'll hand it over to Senator Van Hollen.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Madam County Executive. And under County Executive Ulster Brooks, you can see Prince George's County is on the move. And it's been great working with you. Thank you and your team for the vision that brings us here to Suitland. And I also want to thank our colleagues on the Prince George's County Council. Calvin Hawkins, thank you for your great leadership. Councilmember Streeter, thank you as well. It's good to be in your district, and it's always good to bring good news. And I also just want to thank the members of our Maryland General Assembly delegation. They worked really hard for 90 days straight plus. So to Delegate Charles, thank you for your great leadership, and to Senator Melanie Griffith, thank you as well. And thank you for the important investment that you brought and announced yesterday in Prince George's County. And to Karen Tolles, thank you very much for being part of that great team. I was joking with State Senator Griffith a little earlier just to say that we're pleased that the federal government could provide the state of Maryland about $5 billion in emergency assistance during this period of time, and I'm glad that you all are investing that well. And to Madam County Executive and to the Council, thank you for the great work that you've done with the American Rescue Plan money, helping everybody from small businesses to schools to the county and municipalities. We also, of course, passed the Infrastructure Modernization Plan. The funds we're talking about today are not from that, but I think we should mention it in terms of future good news, because it will bring about $8 billion to the state of Maryland to modernize our infrastructure. Everything from roads to transit systems, and we look forward to working with you to make sure Prince George's County gets its fair share of those resources, and that we're in a position to apply for some of the federal pools of money for that. But the good news doesn't end there. As the county executive said, we also recently passed what we call the Omnibus Appropriations bill. This is the annual federal spending bill. But for the first time in about 15 years, we restored what we call congressionally directed spending, also known as earmarks. And what that allows is that members of the delegation to identify priority investments that might not otherwise be made. And that's the $2.5 million investment that we're talking about here today is from an earmark. And I want to thank the other members of our team, Senator Cardin, Anthony Brown, Steny Hoyer. But this was a priority of mine that I worked on with the county executive and others here in the council. And what it will do is help with that vision, Madam County Executive, that you outlined. Because we have a huge federal presence here, right? We have a big investment. I mean, the Suitland Federal Center houses the Census Bureau. It houses the NOAA Satellite Operations Center. It houses the National Maritime Intelligence Integration Office of the United States Navy. It has some and will soon have more, the Bureau of Economic Analysis, and also of the Bureau of Labor Statistics. This is going to be the brain trust for the entire federal government in terms of a lot of the demographic and economic analysis that we do for the country. And every day, thousands of Marylanders go to work in this building, and more will come to do the work for the country and to serve the American people. And that's why the redevelopment program that the county executive and the county launched were so important. And I want to thank members of your team as well. You introduced Stephen Paul. Thank you for your great leadership here as executive director of the Redevelopment Authority, and to Harold Johnson and Nicole Kober of the development team at Kober, Johnson, and Romney. Really, this is a private-public partnership, and it could not be done without all the partners. And at the government level, it requires investments from the county and major investment from the state and from the federal government. $500 million redevelopment plan. That is a great investment that you're making in this community to, as you said, provide new retail, new restaurants, new affordable housing, and also with that, we've got to make sure that this is a pedestrian-friendly place. As you have more both car traffic but also foot traffic, we need to make sure that people can get around safely. And we see some of the images and renderings here today about what we want this to look like. So I'm pleased that we can provide some important federal investment, $2.5 million for this part of the project. The federal government needs to be a good neighbor. And with this kind of federal investment and workforce, we want the entire community to be able to benefit from the fact that thousands of people come here to work for the federal government every day, and we want to make sure that the community receives some of that benefit. And that's the whole idea behind the vision of the county executive and the council. And I'm just pleased that we're a partner in that effort. And we do hope, Madam County Executive and the members of the County Council and the General Assembly and the whole team here, to have more and more good news going forward. We are working very hard on that FBI building. We spent 4 years trying to prevent the previous administration from derailing this project to consolidate the FBI headquarters in Prince George's County. But we were able to weather that storm, and now we've directed through the Appropriations bill that these sites be chosen in the near future. So I know that Prince George's County is in the best position to become the next home of the FBI, just like it's the home of these important federal government offices represented here in the Suitland Federal Center. So everything's on the move. The pandemic, I know we gotta finally defeat it, but we are coming out of this strong. We're on the move, and Prince George's County is going to be stronger than ever. And I'm proud to team up with our partners here as we really turn the page and look forward to even brighter days ahead. So thank you all very much, and I think now I will introduce to you the Director of the Prince George's County Redevelopment Authority, Stephen Paul. Stephen, thank you.
Morning, everybody. I'm Stephen Paul, Executive Director of Redevelopment Authority, and we are the master developers for this project. I'm very pleased to be here, and I'll tell you why. It was 25 years ago when I was working for the then county executive, Wayne Curry, and a bunch of us were in the room with him. I think Howard Stone was there, Mike Errico, Billy Miller. I think even Calvin, Councilmember Hawkins, was there at the time as well. And Wayne said, what do we do about Homer Avenue? And the plan we came up with was to create a redevelopment authority and get to work changing the neighborhood. So that's what we did. And here we are, 25 years later, we've got a brand new neighborhood. Homer Avenue's not even here anymore. And we're well on our way to really exceeding the goals that were set back then. I'm very appreciative of a lot of the help that we've had throughout all the years. And as somebody who sweats out the small stuff on a day-to-day basis with this project, I feel it's really important for me to say just a couple thank yous. And I know there's a lot more that are needed, but I've only got time for a couple. So I'm just going to do those. And first and foremost, I want to say thank you, County Executive Angela Brooks. You know, we've got at the Redevelopment Authority 12 projects representing $1.3 billion worth of development. And to achieve that and to do that level of work, you need the mandate from the top, and you also need the support and the money. And from day one of the Brooks administration, we've gotten that. And it's not something I have to go and lobby for. County Executive asked me what I need, and we get it. Very happy for that. We could not do this without it. So thank you. Second is the Rda Board. They always are pushing me to do more. They say, Steve, you know, we know we're doing a lot, but can we do more? Particularly in the area of minority contracting, minority and local participation in all our development projects. And the answer to that is yes, we can do more, and we are doing more. So we're very proud of that, and the board has been very instrumental in guiding the way there. Alicia Doney's here, one of our board members, and a couple more. Council member Rodney Streeter. We're in his district today, but the RDA's got multiple projects in District 7. And I know that Councilmember Streeter is always just a phone call away whenever we need help. That's very important. And then finally, the reason we're here today is Senator Van Hollen. It was just a few months ago, last August, I guess, we were at another RDA project, Glen Arden Hills, and we were talking about affordable housing and what all levels can do to advance affordable housing. And there was a lot of important people there. I was not one of them, but I was there. And I did have a chance to make one quick comment at the end. And I said, you know, another way we can do this is if we target infrastructure money to the right places. And believe it or not, that can have an impact on affordable housing and other policy goals. Now here we are, less than a year later, and Senator Van Hollen shows up with $2.5 million in infrastructure money for the reconstruction of Suitland Road. Now it's very important that we redo Suitland Road, and we're going to put bike lanes in, safe pedestrian crossing points, new lighting, new landscaping. It's going to be a road section that when you get there, you're going to know you're in a place you want to be. But it's also more than that. You know, it's the connection between the Federal Center and the town square. It really is the connection. But it also helps us do the entire project. The infrastructure here is extremely expensive. And a contribution to the infrastructure helps us do the workforce housing, helps us do the senior housing, and it helps us with the overall neighborhood revitalization. So there's a lot more to it than simply a road or transportation project. So Senator Van Hollen, thank you very much. And I think that concludes my remarks. We've got a couple more speakers. The next speaker, who I'm actually very pleased to introduce, is Harold Johnson from Coper Johnson and Romney. I mentioned earlier that I do sweat the small stuff on a day-to-day basis here. Well, I sweat that out with Harold. I think I get more phone calls in a day from Harold than I do from my wife. But he really does have his heart and soul in this project, and we couldn't do it without him. So, Harold.
Well, first, I wouldn't be a good partner or a good husband if I didn't ask Nicole to come up here with me. And I'll let her start, and then I'll just take 30 seconds.
No, well, first of all, I want to, again, echo everyone's comments. But I think the two key words for today are vision and partnership. Vision and partnership. You cannot have a community like this and not have vision. And so I want to thank my soror, above all else, but she is our county executive, for having that vision. I also want to thank our partners. You know, I want you all to just take one moment and turn around and look, because the people behind you, there are real people with vision. These are our homeowners. They are standing here proud with smiles on their face. That is the reason that we are here, because they had vision and they are partnering with us every day. So with that, I do want to turn it over to who I affectionately call the mayor of Town Square, Harold Johnson. He is my partner, he is my husband, but he had deep vision and deep commitment because he is from this community. And it is something to say when you have developers, we kind of get a bad rap sometimes for being in it just for financial. This is personal for him. His family is here, just like our county executive. And so that is where the heart and that's where the soul comes from. And I just am so proud of him.
All right. Thank you. So just, first thanking our county executive for her just outstanding leadership for the entire county. You talk about commitment. Your commitment to community is evident every day. Every day, Prince George's get better because she's on the watch. Because her vision is the vision for everyone. And I really appreciate that. And then to our amazing U.S. Senator, Chris Van Hollen, thank you for the vision. Thank you so much for bringing this funding here so that we can improve what has always been needed, Suitland Road. So we're thankful, and we're thankful to our federal partners, but one important thing, we're thankful to our county partners. Our county delegation, okay, from the council to our state delegation, amazing team. We could not do it without you. you guys are on the front line on our state and in our county all the time. And this is a collective partnership. And I want to thank our former council member, okay, and all of her partnering and work. And you talk about on the job. I got more calls from her than I do give Steve. So Karen Tolles have been amazing. So we are so grateful for Karen. And then our current council member, he did nothing but pick up the mantle, and every day he works hard for District 7. And so we're so grateful. We're so grateful for all of our amazing partners, and especially the one thing I wanted to say about Town Square and how this come together was Town Square is a shining example of the power of collective good. When government, private sector business, and community join in partnership with the goal towards community transformation and economic development, this can happen. And this is an example, as our HUD Secretary Fudge said, for our country. And so we're so grateful and so thankful. And with that, I'm going to pass the baton on over to Delegate Nick Charles.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. It's a beautiful day in Prince George's County. It's been a beautiful week, actually. You know, we have brought home some amazing news from everything that we've been doing in Annapolis. But today, we're here to talk about what our federal partners are doing and what they've done. Senator Van Hollen, I'd like to thank you for what you've done by investing into Suitland. You know, Suitland is a community that, when you look at the Prince George's County delegation, and more specifically the District 25 team, you got a lot of roots in this community. From former councilwoman Delegate Tolles growing up in Suitland, from me growing up in Suitland, from Senator Griffith actually living in this community, from our county executive actually growing up in this community. This is something that we all have equal footing in the game. We have equal footing in this game, and it's an amazing day to see what I see in front of me right now. You know, I remember growing up right down the street, it's Ashton Heights now. I remember we used to go to this laundromat. We used to walk all of our laundry up here, and now I'm looking at all of these new townhouses. Look how beautiful this is. When partnerships come together, you know, one of the things I talked about yesterday when we talked about that $2.5 billion we brought back home from Annapolis, we talked about partnership and teamwork. And that's why this is such a successful endeavor, because of the federal, the state, and the local teamwork. Thank you all. And now I will bring up Councilmember Streeter.
Thank you, Delegate, and good afternoon, everyone. Isn't this a great day?
Yes.
I'm so pleased to be here today, and you know, it's really assuring and rewarding when we give accolades that reflect the whole truth. You know, we have to do this anyway. You know, we often dole out all of these compliments, but today I'm telling you, this is an amazing team behind us that has worked hard and deserving of all of the accolades they've received today. And so I'm very, very happy to be able to stand here and talk about those partnerships and the success that we've had together, and it be the whole truth, you know. I want to say good morning and welcome you all to District 7. And for you folks who don't live here, I'm doing tours so you can move into District 7. We got some amazing developments happening around here, and I know a lot of you don't travel this area a lot, but we got some things to show you, and I would love to set aside the time and show you around District 7. It is a pleasure to join County Executive Angela Alsop-Brooks and each of you to place another marker in the win column for Prince George's County. As we celebrate the strong support of our Annapolis partners, and they did a tremendous job this year, and the historic state funding, today we're sharing more good news from our federal partners. County Executive, I said it before, but it bears repeating that thank you in your unmistakable energy and drive to achieve a prouder and stronger Prince George's County. On behalf of my colleagues, and I'm joined here today by Chair Hawkins and the residents, we're privileged to serve. I want to also thank my good friend, Senator Chris Van Hollen, for his leadership and fierce advocacy on behalf of Prince George's County and its residents. Earlier this year, Senator Van Hollen provided the council with a briefing. He shared several critical updates and responded to some tough questions from me and my colleagues. This time with him only confirms what we already know. He is fighting for investments to support Prince George's County. I know it's not been easy, but today we celebrate victory in the Suitland community, and let's give a round of applause for that. This is an exciting time for Suitland and the surrounding communities. $2.5 million in federal funding towards road improvements. This is critical investment because communities depend on a good road system to access jobs, school, health care, and maintain social connections. When we talk about the redevelopment of Suitland, keeping our existing and future highways in optimal condition is a big part of that conversation and the reason we're here today. Suitland is growing, thriving community, and I see no signs of it slowing down. Town Square Suitland Federal Center is taking shape and defying expectations. Suitland Federal Center continues to bring new employees to Prince George's County who are discovering what the area has to offer, an unbeatable location and affordability. We can't boast enough about the incredible new school, cultural and entertainment venues, residential and retail that are coming to the Suitland community. And I want to give special accolades to my predecessor, former Councilmember Karen Tolles, who's now state delegate, for laying the foundation for this development today. I'm excited about the future of this area, and I hope you are too. Be assured, our best is yet to come. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. And with that, if you have any questions, we'll take them now. Anybody have any questions about this development and the funding we announced today?
Oh, I know.
Just for members of the media and everyone, we are going to a check presentation, so if you'd like to come in to get your shots of that, we're going to go ahead and do that now.
It will not bounce.
We good? Great.
Karen, where are you?
Aaron?
Come on, oh,
Everybody's in.
All right, I told the county executives it's not going to bounce, I think.
You gonna hook me up?
It's gonna take more than that.
One more.